欢迎大家。
Hello，
我们今天晚上要说第三个那个中国的古代的历史，说了什么？
我们前两个我们说了是中国的一些历史传说，像三皇五帝啊，然后12个州啊什么的。然后我们今天呢是说夏朝，中国的第一个朝代。然后我们来听一下他们这个广播到底是说了一些什么东西。
Hello, and welcome to the history of China. Episode 3, The Xia, China's first dynasty. Thanks for listening.
你觉得怎么样？
反正挺复杂，我感觉。我们刚刚听完了差不多是26分钟的一个广播，就说了那个夏朝怎么来的，然后发生了什么。你感觉呢？你学到了什么？
Well， 我觉得很多，你可以说100%我还没有听说过，所以全是新的，但是可能没有什么那么有意思的 facts 在里面或者 information 在里面，但是这个历史也让我开始想一些我自己的想法，就是他们说那个
皇帝就是
那个 UD，他们就是在历史说这个是一个非常非常好的皇帝，是不是？他结婚以后就很快去帮助很多的地方，是不是？然后在10年多里面就回家，差不多3次，但是也不是回家的感觉，就是近一点，然后他的家人说回家，然后没有回家，然后他的儿子和他没有真正的关系 ，right？ 然后后来他的儿子那个qi ，right？ He was the first emperor to be chosen because he was the son, right? The first of the dynastic emperors. And he also was not a very good emperor, although people say his father was a great emperor. And subsequently, like after that, all of them were like almost worse and worse. And Iban, I was just thinking about how, and this is so similar to so many other rulers around the world, it can seem and feel noble and like a good thing to even sacrifice your family for the sake of the people, right? But I think especially in a situation where it's a dynastic empire and your children are going to be the rulers, if you sacrifice being a good father for the sake of being a good ruler, you are helping the people of today but hurting the people of tomorrow, hurting the future generations. And so I was just thinking about, he did things that were good for the people, and it's not that it was bad, but he neglected his own son and how much that hurt the Shah overall. Like there was it set up a series of broken rulers. It just made me think, like, I don't just see that in China. I see that a lot of times especially I think people that power or money or influence can often be a great temptation to pull you away from focusing on investing in future generations, in your own children, because it feels like it's what's best for you. It feels like it's what's best for your generation, the people around you. But the next generation and the future of your nation, the future of the world, your children's future, your children's future has to be valued and well cared for and well raised. otherwise what you do in your own lifetime and for the people around you can just melt away with the next generation when they rise to power and rise to influence. So that's what it made me think of.
Yeah.
你觉得呢？你有什么想法？
没有。还有什么想法吗？
The other thing that I thought was really interesting was the 9 cauldrons. When he became the emperor. Before that, there had been the 12 islands, right? The 12 Zhou.
Yeah.
And they said he understood the land and the country so well because he had spent so much time taking care of everything during the flooding that he decided to reorganize it from 12 to 9.
Yeah.
And he collected taxes from those 9 states, provinces. 他说3万斤 of copper, tools and dongxi and everything, and which is the equivalent of 67 tons. It's an incredible amount of copper. And they took that and they made it into 9 cauldrons. I'd have to do the math of how much that is, but that's like, these are massive cauldrons. And he said, don't think like witches brew cauldrons, but like just massive ceremonial cauldrons that would be kind of symbolic of power. And so that they would, based on the level of leadership, like lesser leaders could use like 1 or 2, or I didn't pay attention totally to the numbers, but like 1 or 2 cauldrons in a ceremony. And then it got all the way up to, I think they said like feudal kings could use 7 of the 9, but only the
天子
yeah, like son of heaven. Is that what it is?
Yeah, 差不多。
Yeah, only the son of heaven, only the emperor could use all 9 cauldrons in a ceremony, and it was symbolic of his power, his authority. And then you said something about that means there's a koyu or something to do with that, right?
就是关于这个，中国有一个成语，对吧？叫做一言九鼎。
Yeah.
所以意思就是什么呢？就形容说话，极有分量，就这边很重啊，一个鼎有3万斤，所以是有这个成语叫一言九鼎。
Yeah. So I feel like I learned a lot because I didn't know any of this in detail anyway. I'd heard of the Shah, but I didn't know any of these details. But those were the 2 things that stood out for me. It's just the generational impact of a person who sacrificed his family. In some ways, probably his marriage. They were just married, and they said he was away for 13 years.
中国也有一句话，怎么那个大禹治水，3过家门而不入，就说了这个。
Yeah. So he sacrificed his marriage, which a marriage has a lot of impact on a child. And he sacrificed his relationship with his child in the years that he was becoming a person. The young years of a child's life make an incredible difference. And no matter how much you hear of the good things your father is doing while he's not with you, there's no way to recover from the fact that he's not with you. And so,
所以家庭教育这个父亲这个角色还是很重要的。其实我还想再补充一下，就是说刚刚他说了，说是为了这个那个禹，为了这个国家，他付出了很多，甚至牺牲了他的家庭，就感觉是父子关系啊，或是夫妻关系啊，所以就让我想到，其实作为父亲、母亲也好，就是如果你工作再忙，我觉得还是要找出一些时间，多和自己的子女、孩子多花时间，我觉得这个真的很重要。
Yeah, no amount of money or success or power can replace the significance of a parent's love and the security of like knowing that your parent loves you. Hearing that they've made you so much money or that they can pay for everything is totally different than knowing knowing the look in their eyes of like, oh, they love me.
英语怎么说？有一个 quality time，
Yeah,
就是
in English we talk about there's nothing more expensive than time.
yeah，
And there's nothing more precious, like more 宝贵的 than time. And I think that is most true early in someone's life and late in someone's life. When someone is very, very young, there's nothing more precious than time. And someone is very, very old, there's nothing so precious as the time that you have left with them. So, yeah.
OK， 所以我们今天扯远了，
Yeah.
从历史一扯到家庭，所以我们
Lessons that you can learn from history for your own life are just as important as
Yeah.
understanding the history itself. So, yeah, you're going.
yeah。
Yeah, 很好。
OK， 如果你们喜欢我们的视频，然后请给我们点赞，然后转发，然后也请关注我们，谢谢大家，
感谢大家，下次见。
拜拜。